Alright, this is a very special episode because this is the first community voted theory video. Y'all voted for a satirical SpongeBob theory, and I hope I delivered. Also, check out my channel and maybe subscribe if you want, because I'd like to do community voted theories more often. Alright, as I was thinking about SpongeBob characters and theories, I remembered one of my favorite characters from the show. That's right, Plankton, the main antagonist of the show, whose main driving goal is to get the Krabby Patty secret formula and run his competitor Mr. Krabs out of business. Now, I've seen a few Plankton theories here and there, but I wanted to do some research for myself. So, I went onto the wiki page to see a list of all the episodes where Plankton attempts to steal the formula, or just a patty in general. And over the last week, I watched all 44 episodes according to the wiki, spanning over 12 seasons, since that is all that was available on Paramount+. They're currently in their 13th season. I then documented my findings in a spreadsheet covering each time Plankton did something stupid or got hurt, as that was the running gag. And oh boy, I came to an interesting conclusion. What if I told you Plankton has a secret of his own? A secret he keeps so hidden that seemingly nobody noticed. Well, sit down, relax, and consume some holographic meatloaf, because this is going to get wild. Now, if you look at the table here, over the course of 44 episodes, Plankton gets absolutely manhandled by Krabs 18 separate times at least. It is possible that I may have missed an episode or two if the wiki didn't reflect it, but that should not skew the data away from my conclusion. Now, also 18 times, Plankton gets stepped on or squished. He gets launched or flicked away 11 different times and explodes 9 times. He leaves all sad and scared 5 different times and just gets beat up on 10 separate occasions. Just absolutely shaploinked. Oh, he also gets vored no less than 11 times. What I'm focusing the most on, though, is how on 12 different occasions, his go-to plan is to just go into the Krusty Krab, grab a patty, and run. Just book it. We see Krabs take extra measures to stop him. We see Krabs and SpongeBob are always on guard. They're going to be looking for a rogue patty moving about, and yet Plankton, who self-describes himself as a genius, tries to just go in, grab a patty, and run 12 different times at least. Now, I found that very weird. Yeah, like there's the occasional moment where he may just not have a plan, but after a few times that gets predictable. And yet he keeps trying. He gets carried away 3 different times and just reveals his plan out loud to whoever is listening, which is how Krabs or SpongeBob see through his ruse in that episode. Like, there's no reason for him to speak his plan out loud at that point, and yet he does. And there are 3 different times where he just abandons his plan at the last minute. Most notably in his debut episode, rightfully titled Plankton. Plankton gets in SpongeBob's head and controls his brain. He pilots SpongeBob through the Krusty Krab, grabs a patty, and pilots him right into his lab. Here, Plankton has SpongeBob standing over an analyzer, literally one button press away from making SpongeBob drop the patty, and if he does, then Plankton gets the formula. He is one button press away from winning. And what happens? SpongeBob describes the patty as steamy, among other things. Plankton starts to drool. He leaps out of SpongeBob's head to eat the patty and falls into the analyzer. He was so close to victory and threw it away at the last minute, even though if he kept it together, he could have all the Krabby Patties he could ever want. It's almost as if Plankton wants to fail. You want to know a weird moment to back this theory up? The Fun episode from all the way back in season 1. Plankton nabs a patty and runs out the door, and SpongeBob pursues him. Now there's something here that never made sense to me until now. The Chum Bucket, his place of business, is right across the street from the Krusty Krab, and Plankton has a head start. So what is the point of running downtown? Maybe to evade SpongeBob? Possibly, but after fooling him with a disguise, Plankton just gives up. He removes the disguise, gives the patty back, and just slinks away all sad. There is no point of this. In the time it took him to get downtown, he could have gotten back to his lab easily. And after fooling SpongeBob, he just gives up. I think Plankton wants to fail. Now, the question is, why? Why dedicate all this time and constantly throw it away when he's about to succeed? Well, let me tell you a few other notable moments that led me to my conclusion. In Season 3's Krusty Krab training video episode, Plankton attaches robot legs to a patty and tries riding it out of the building, except it goes incredibly slow. Krabs just walks up to him and grabs him. He mentions how he knew he should have gotten the turbo. At this point, why not get the turbo? If you keep failing to get the formula, why not go all out on your scheme? In Season 9's Copy Bob Ditto Pants episode, Plankton tells SpongeBob he can just squish him if he wants. You know, he's all depressed. Now, of course, SpongeBob doesn't do it, but Plankton just accepts it. I've also noticed how, at least on a few occasions, Plankton is running with a patty or the formula itself. He's right by the Krusty Krab doors, and he just doubles back further into the restaurant, like maybe to evade Krabs and SpongeBob, but like, what's the point if you're that close to the doors anyway? And finally, in Season 6's Truth or Square, Plankton is sad because Krabs is too tired to launch him, so he just launches himself. He walks up to the chum bucket, just plaps his head against the wall and says, "Splat," all depressingly. There's no reason to do this, unless Plankton wants it to happen. That's why he constantly does predictable things, why he does unnecessary things that waste time, and why he abandons his plan last minute when he's close to victory. Plankton wants to be hurt, stepped on, splatted, belittled, embarrassed. Plankton has a humiliation kink. He gets off on failure and public embarrassment. And the kicker? For the most damning piece of evidence, we need not look any further than Karen, his wife herself. His computer wife, who physically and verbally abuses him no less than 7 separate times, at least from what I've tallied up. His computer wife that is confirmed to have a nagging software in Season 4's episode Enemy-in-Law. His computer wife that he himself programmed to berate and abuse him. Why else would Plankton keep that programming over the course of the entire show? Currently 13 seasons, spanning over the last 24 years. But leave your thoughts and theories in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe.